Well, hello. Welcome to the State of Grace podcast. Did you ever notice how this industry sells the dream but forgets to mention the recurring nightmare called waiting for your agent to call back? Yeah, we're going there. Today's episode is a love letter and a roast to the entertainment business because it's not just about fame or followers, it's about staying sane when everyone's performing, including you. We'll talk bombs and breakthroughs and ego and energy and healing and hilarity, all of the above. I'm going to spill stories from the road, backstage disasters, green room therapy sessions, and the moments I almost quit but didn't. So, honey, get comfortable. Grab your little cafecito, your kombucha, whatever you're into, or your vegan chorizo taco, or your meat taco, or your pollo taco, if you're fancy like me. Let's step into the state of grace where laughter meets consciousness and the truth always has punchlines. All right. We're going to go to segment number one because I love to have segments, right? By the way, if you're in watching right now, let me know. Drop me a line in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. If you have any questions or you have any experiences that you want to share, I'd love to hear all of the above. All right, segment number one. You know me and my segments, right? All right. I call it Confessions of a Comedian, Bombs, Breakthroughs, and Bathroom Gigs. Okay, story time. My very first paid gig, comedy gig, was in a bar, of course, right? And it doubled as a biker karaoke joint. I can't make this shit up. The mic smelled like Marlboros and regret. This was back in the 2000s, early 2000s. I did 10 minutes on relationships. At the time, I was married. And halfway through, a guy named Snake, he yelled, "You're funny, but you talk too much." Sir, that's literally my job. Oh, honey, that night I bombed so hard. I could hear my ancestors apologizing in Spanish. It's just not cute. Oh, hi, Marcia. Hello from New Orleans. Welcome. Well, that was in New Orleans, Marcia, that I performed at that bar. It was a biker bar in the West Bank. So, that was rough. It was kind of rough. And oh my God, I have so many stories, not just from New Orleans, but here in LA. So, anyway, let's keep going. All right. Um, but here's one thing about bombing, okay? Bombing teaches you humility faster than therapy ever could, honey, because you stand there naked, not literally, but emotionally. Calm down, YouTube. And you learn to listen to like the energy of the people, the silence. Oh yeah, you listen to that silence because comedy, like consciousness, is vibration. If the room's off, no joke will land. If your energy is grounded, you can make a room of strangers breathe together. And that's church, baby. Let's see. Yeah, LOL, right? So Marcia, what I'm talking about those gigs. Have you ever done one? And let me know what was your first experience doing stand up. I know that I booked you a few times when I did Cowpokes Theater in New Orleans, and that was a fun gig. We always had a great audience. It was so fun. All right, so let's keep going. Well, we're going anyway. Let's keep going. We're going. So you know how every comic, let me tell you, has a bathroom gig story. Mine, a tiny bar in New Orleans, Louisiana, where I started stand up way back, like in the 90s. They set the stage next to the restroom door because they put the stage, whatever. The stage is a mic and the karaoke machine, and that's it. So every punchline in this bar competed with the sound of flushing. Yeah, talk about timing. So I learned to wait for the flush like it was a drum fill. Or the coffee shop, with the blender always landed on your punchline. I remember I used to do this one in West Covina, and it was always the damn blender. I hated that blender, and it always landed on my. I swear to God, it was like the punch. I was like, well, the timing of the blender was better than mine. I'm telling you, it was just. It had really excellent comedic timing. So for you, let me tell you, that's show business in action, honey. Learning rhythm from plumbing and smoothies. But those nights, those bombings built the muscle of resilience because every bad set was just the universe saying, not your frequency, babe. And when I finally crushed a show, when a whole crowd laughed in unison, it felt like alignment, like source energy through a microphone. Comedy is a mirror. It shows you where you still hide, right? It really tells you everything about you. And every time I told the truth on stage, even the ugly parts, someone came up after and said, "Me too. I had the same experience. Thank you for saying that." That's when I knew I wasn't just chasing laughs. I was chasing connection. And Marcia has here a story of when she started stand-up comedy. My first experience was when I produced a show at the Bourbon Pub, a gay bar, to raise money for Dress for Success. Nice. We made $3,000 that night. That's amazing. That is so good, Marcia. I love that. That is excellent. Dress for Success. Well, I'm definitely not dressed for success today. By the way, this is my real hair for those of you who follow my cancer healing journey. This is let me see, 3 years after chemo. So it really grew more than usual. My hair, I'm a Leo, so we're known for our mane. So my hair is like up to my boobs right now. Look at that. So nice. I am so happy because I enjoyed being bald, right, Marcia? You saw me bald, didn't you? And you saw me with a little short hair. So now I'm letting it grow. I'm not cutting it, just trimmed it once in like 3 years. That was it. No, wait, 4 years, not three. Because I finished in, no, 3 years. I finished in March 2022. And then, yeah, like 3.5 years. Okay, whatever. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, moving on. All right, we're going to go to segment number 2. But before, oh, I see somebody joined on Twitch. Hi, thank you for joining. I'm actually now you guys streaming not just on YouTube, but the State of Grace podcast, but on Twitch. So welcome to the live. And if you want to drop a note, a little comment, you just go ahead. I can see all the comments, hopefully. I have a new streaming service, so I don't know. Sometimes I get a little lost with the new ones. All right. Segment number 2. And that's going to be inside the industry, the fame illusion, what no one tells you about making it. Let's dive into it. But before we dive into it, let me show you. Okay, you see my hat? It says joyful vibes. I don't know if you can read that. It's on the stateofgrace.com. My merch is there, by the way. Let me put a little ticker. So if you want to go there, I have hundreds of different merch products and books, free guides, tons of those. So if you want to go ahead and do it. And now I'm going to show you a line that I came up with called Joy is My Jam. So here you go. All right. There we go. So let me take the ticker off and we're going to put the title of what we're talking about today. So whoever is joining now, they can see we're talking about show business, basically. Okay, my experience. And I'm giving you very exclusive tea on my, I hate to say how many years, but it's been, let me think, 20. I don't want to say. I Don't want a long time. A long time. We're not gonna. Who needs numbers? I'm not very good with numbers, as you can tell. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many years? I couldn't tell. But anyway, moving on. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna put the chat so I can see if anybody wants to comment. Go ahead, please comment while we're rolling. I'd love to hear from you. All right. Inside the industry, the fame illusion, what no one tells you about making it. Oh my God. Here, everybody comes to Hollywood, to LA to make it, right? Why? Because they sell you the dream. That dream of you're going to be, if you have talent and you have the right connections, you're going to make it. What the hell is make it, right? What the hell is the dream? Behind the dream, that's what you want to know. There are 3 realities. One is rejection. It's like rejection is constant. It's like all the time. I can't even tell you. It's like when somebody accepts me, I'm like, what just happened? That's the weirdness for me right now after being in LA for 21 years. It's going to be almost 22. All right. Behind the dream, this rejection, red carpet fatigue. Yes, there's such a thing. I've done lots of red carpets, including for my show where I went to it was so funny because it was called Two Blondes, Discover America, and didn't go, but we had a producer, we had everything. And we used to go to a lot of red carpets, and one was for models. And I went with the model because one was a model and I was the non-model. I was the funny non-model. But I had to dress up. Oh my God, I had to buy dresses and be sexy and the hair, the makeup. Oh my God, it was so much. And I remember that at that time I did so many red carpets and so many events. It was exhausting. And then you have recycled hope. Because why do I call it recycled? Because it's for a minute you lose the hope, right? You're doing, trying to make it. You lose the hope. And then there's one little thing happening, one little encouraging thing. And you're like, hey, maybe I'll make it. Yeah. Okay. So let me tell you, I've seen people not just leaving LA, because a lot of people, I've seen so many people in my 21 years, a lot of them have stayed. And a lot of them I've seen lose themselves chasing the big break, including myself. The big break. Yes. And that big break back in the day was for them to discover you. Now, we have so many venues and platforms and things we can do where we don't need to be discovered. We just can do it ourselves, right? We just need followers and subscribers and a community that relates to what you do and your message and your comedy, if you do comedy, your acting, if you do act, whatever it is, right? So you start bending your light at some point to fit their lens. And when I say there, is the industry lens. And suddenly you're wearing heels that hurt your soul, smiling at people who drain the hell out of you, and saying yes when your body, I swear to God, it says, please, no, don't do that. But you still do it because you're like, what if this is my big break and I'm being lazy or I'm being tired or burned out? Just do it. Do it. I've driven to gigs in my car crying, sobbing in my car because I was so tired and I didn't want to do it. So it's quite a business, let me tell you. And when all of those things happened, I was like, I'd rather be authentically small than artificially massive. When I say massive, I'm not saying gaining weight. I'm saying famous. I'd rather be a person that connects with a community and has a message. And now that we can do it on all these platforms, you have YouTube, you have Twitch, you have IG it's like your business card, to be honest. Now it's Substack is really great. TikTok. And so you have so many different platforms that who the hell needs the industry? You can actually even do it away from LA. LA is very expensive. Now, if you want to be on a show, in a streaming service or on networks, whatever, yes, grind, grind, grind. I can't even tell you how many freaking auditions I've done. I don't know. 20, I mean, this is 21, almost 22 years. So many auditions, so many disappointments, so many like I almost made it. I even had a show, a sitcom that somebody created for me. I had a showrunner, I had a producer. We pitched to 23 networks, production companies, and studios. We had 3 bites, nothing came out of it. You have no idea how much money I spend to look good to go to those meetings, like my hair, my makeup, the clothes. I mean, it was exhausting. It really was, but I learned so much. That's the beauty of it. I learned so much about the business, even though I what is to make it? I don't know. I was successful in my own eyes because I did a lot of things. I even executive produced a show I created with a partner for PBS, and we shot a pilot. They paid us to do that, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, I had like a lot of things, option shows. I mean, so many things. I was almost this close to quote unquote making it, but I really did make it in my own eyes because I learned a lot, and I now do what I'm supposed to do, which is this channel on YouTube where I have your journey to joyful living, and everything I do ties to that topic. So, anyway, uh, let's go back to spending years, okay? Years and years waiting for permission. You spend years waiting for approval. You spend years auditioning, years doing your thing, and it's exhausting. That's why so many people leave. Or you can do that, or you can build your own damn stage. And that's why I started the State of Grace channel, Quantum AF, Love Gone Funny, because no executive can cancel your consciousness, can cancel what you do, what you create. And now that we have this opportunity to just put our work anywhere we want, it's amazing. Who needs Hollywood? Psh. So, also, creating your own thing means you can wear your PJ pants like I'm wearing now, while changing the world. Win-win, right? To be honest, I think fame is not freedom. Freedom in reality is creative control. And the people who last in this business are not the loudest. They're the ones who stay curious, kind, and consistent. Yes, Marcia says, this is why I work for myself. Amen. Same here. I work for myself because then we're not waiting on anybody to give us a promotion or to give us clients or whatever. We're just doing our damn thing. We're doing the damn thing. And that is priceless. I think it's the best thing what you can do for yourself. All right, let's go to a little, let me see. Let me show you a video. I want to show you, I was talking, I'm going to start actually including my characters in this because I have different characters. I would love for you guys to go to Sketch Comedy, the playlist. There's so many characters. There's Consuelo from the Tias, an award-winning mockumentary that we created and starred in and produced with Stephanie Tejada. Then there's Bill from the state. She's from Baton Rouge, Bill. Then we have Maurice, the French ladies man. I do have that content more behind the paywall. All the characters behind the paywall on Patreon. If you want to subscribe, tons and tons and tons of content. I post almost daily there. Patreon.com/the state of gracefraga. Let me see if I can find the ticker. There it is. And if you want to go ahead and subscribe, you can subscribe for free, but then there's a paid membership where you see stuff that's not anywhere else. Okay. Other characters that I have, Psychic Priscilla, the seer who doesn't see. And I'm going to do more. One is Nona Luisa. I have the costume and everything. I just have to shoot Nona Luisa and shoot some content for her and maybe have her go live on YouTube. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So I wanted to show you here some of the characters. These are some clips from Patreon and from some of the lives that I do here on YouTube. Grab a glass, sit your mistakes down, honey, and let's see if they're your soulmate or your symptom. So remember that a woman must be complimented, right, Ashley? She loves the compliments that I give her, and you must say things like, you have lit me up like a bolt of lightning from the sky that strikes a house. Ready for some tips that are as bold as my lipstick and as sharp as my wit? Psychic Priscilla, they call me the seer that doesn't see. But I see. I don't see that much.
Hey there, golf lovers. It's your favorite unicorn with a horn for golf and a mind for mischief.
To rub around them. Okay, is this correct, Jose? Is it okay?
Yes, perfect. You're the best, Grace. Oh yeah, keep going.
All right, let me know what your favorite character is, and I'd love to hear that and why it's your favorite character. All right, so we're going to go to segment number 3. All right, and I call this one Comedy and Chaos Diaries. I always pronounce it wrong, diaries. I don't know, dairy diaries. I always get them screwed up. Anyway, potato. Backstage at the circus. Okay, let's dive into this. Let's see what I wrote on this. So, okay. Every comic, and I know Marcia can vouch for me, has war stories. Yeah. But mine should have come with hazard pay. Okay. Let's talk road gigs. One time in Arizona, the motel had a sign that said free Wi-Fi and possibly snakes. Yeah, you heard me right. I asked the manager which part was a joke, and he said, not the snakes. So backstage at those gigs was like a therapy group that never healed. There's always one comic crying, one flirting, one pretended to meditate while scrolling on TikTok. You know, as a comic, you do learn to read energy really quickly, not just in the green room, but also on the stage. Like if someone's pacing in the green room, just, to give them space. If someone's silent, check their set list. They're about to bomb. You know it. But the sisterhood moments, baby, they're magic. Like when another woman comic whispered, "You killed." That sentence could keep me going for months. Now, the chaos taught me compassion. Everyone out there, even the divas, even the guy with the snake tattoo, is chasing the same thing, and that is connection. Comedians, what we do is we just translate pain into punchlines. Like Belle would say, "Bobby, I once shared a green room with a mom. He kept practicing being trapped in a box. I almost helped him stay there." So backstage is its own reality show, baby. And somehow, even though through the weirdness, you find family, you find connection with the other comics because they're your spirit animals. Because we're all we're all wired the same way. Don't you think that, Marcia? Whoever, I know there's like a couple more people. Let me see. There's 2 on YouTube and 1 on Twitch. If you want to comment and ask me questions about comedy, Hollywood, let me know. Just go ahead, write it in the comments because I would love connection. That's what we're talking about, the connection. So anyway, human connection is the most important thing, I think. You need community. Don't you guys think that? We need community. We need other people to, to just, also, it's like with other people, you don't feel as weird, right? Because like, I remember when I was going through my cancer healing journey, it was like, I did not feel weird if I saw somebody on TikTok going through the same things or having the same thoughts or the same issues that I had. And I felt like, okay, it's kind of normal to feel this way. So, yeah. All right. Let's go to, me and my segments. That's my Virgo side. I want to divide everything in order. So segment number 4, spiritual AF in show business, the quantum field of fame. It's all energy. All right, let's dive into this segment. So people ask, how do I stay calm in an industry built on ego? Oh, hell yes. I dated a known character actor. It's one of those actors that you've seen him in movies and TV shows, but you never know their name. All right. So that's one of the ego on that mofo. I can't even tell you. It reached a point where I would just like shine the light on him. Like, okay, you can have the spotlight because it's all about you. Like if we met somebody or we were talking to someone back, no. This is my imitation of him because he's like a robot because he used to sell the same stories because he was much older. So he probably forgot. I can't tell you how many times I heard the same freaking story. Oh yeah, I was on this show and I was, well, thank you. I'm pretending to be humble. That was a trip. You watch this, mofo, pretending to be humble when you knew, okay? He was full of it. Oh, true that. Yeah, I don't know to what you said that, but I love when people agree with me, girl. And signing off. Okay, honey, sleep Beckons. Keep being fabulous. Thank you. You keep being fabulous too, girl. Thank you for being here and supporting the live. I appreciate it. All right. So let's go. I have to put the segment again. Oh no, I lost. Ay. Okay. So let's see. We were on segment number 4. My screen now. Oh, okay. I recovered it. It just went big. It freaked me out because I couldn't see anything. I just saw like a little corner of okay. I'm back and it's back. The screen is back. All right. Whew, okay. Anyway. All right. Before we go into the segment, I would love to show you the State of Grace shop and some of the merch that I have there because I would love for you guys to go. If anything, you can go for the free guides. I have free guides about everything to help you in your life, in your daily life. So many free guides that are linked to one of the podcasts, because I do a podcast and then I do a guide, the ones that have information that could be a guide, So here it is. So here's a little short video for you guys to see a little bit of the merch I have. All right. I have to redo that State of Grace promo because I think it is expired. So let me write myself a note. State of Grace. So you can get 20% off if you apply that coupon. But give me until the end of this podcast and I will renew it because they have it's a long story. Anyway, the website I'm in just expires sometimes. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and go to segment 4. Okay. So we were talking about people ask how I stay calm in an industry that's built on ego, especially after dating that known actor. Here's my answer. I meditate before auditions and pretend I don't give AF before I go up on the stage. That's right. Because before I go up on the stage, I'm like, okay, if they don't laugh, it's okay. We're not connecting. It's like when you go on a date. That's what I compare going on the stage as a stand-up. Sometimes the date goes amazing and you connect, and sometimes it's like you don't know what the hell to talk about. And It's just the same with audiences. It's like going on a date. Very simple. Um, Hollywood's vibration can be like standing next to a speaker blasting insecurity at 120 decibels. If you don't ground yourself, you'll start mistaking other people's anxiety for your intuition. I'm not kidding. The vibe is in LA is great in Hollywood because there's this vibe of creativity that is so strong. When I first moved here, I was like, oh my God, I felt so creative. And I felt like I felt that creative energy. I don't know how to explain it other than it was an energy that just like fed you. It was amazing. And it still does. Um, and then you also have the desperation of people who want to make it. They came here to make it. We're paying high rent. Everything is more expensive here in LA. We are, we only have a certain amount of money and resources, and we have to have a job, right? A lot of people are in the restaurant business, and the waitresses or bartenders. And I have a friend who actually told me, who used to be a bartender and an actor. He said, I wish that I would have had a different life because I feel like I wasted so much time being an actor and trying to make it, and so much money that I would have so much more money now. And that's true. I would have way more money too if I had like a more quote unquote normal life. But you know what? I would not change. I would not switch my life to a quote unquote normal life because the experiences that I've had, even the pain that I went through, it made me who I am today. And I I don't know how to say it, but I'm not normal. I don't like normal. So for me, it's good. For other people, normal is just it works really well. For me, I get bored in 2 seconds. Honest. All right. So you're wondering, well, how did you deal with all this, right? And this is what I did. For example, before a show, I do this quick frequency reset. Like I breathe in, I am enough, and I breathe out, even if they don't laugh. And suddenly, after I do that, I'm not performing for them, I'm creating with them. Remember that the audience is your co creator because not only are they going to tell you what jokes work, but when they answer your questions, if you do crowd work, or even when they heckle you, they make you a better comedian because you're creating something out of what they're throwing you. It's like improv, right? All right. And like Consuelo from the Tias would say, mija, fame is like a soup. Good when hot, dangerous when reheated. Right. I think Consuelo's right. You can't chase yesterday's applause. It's completely expired energy. And the longer I've done this, to be honest, the more I see show business as a mirror for consciousness. How so? The auditions, the rejections, the callbacks, they're all quantum feedback loops asking, do you believe you're worthy even without validation? The answer, honey, has to be yes, or the universe will keep sending you unpaid pilots until you learn. All right. So when I dropped the obsession with making it, I started creating it. Energy follows authenticity. That's the real secret sauce. Vegan, of course, because I'm vegan. All right. I'm going to show you one more thing. I don't know if you guys know. I am a digital worker, basically, digital nomad. I create content. I monetize the content on my OnlyFans, on Patreon. Hopefully on YouTube, I'll be monetized soon. I'm very close to being in the creator program on TikTok. So I do that. I also do podcast production and help others with podcast production. And that's actually also online. But I also teach Spanish because I'm from Argentina. So I teach Spanish. I've been teaching Spanish forever. That was my side gig during it still is during being here in Hollywood and auditioning. It's flexible, so it allows me to do other things. So if you come here, make sure you have a job that's flexible because you're going to have auditions and you have to reschedule shit all over the place. Anyway, all right. So here's a little video about my Spanish teaching skills. All right. So I also teach swimming, but obviously not now because it's a little cold to teach swimming, but I do teach swimming in the summer. But anyway, that's not online. That's just, you see, when you're in LA and you're in show business, you have to be able to do whatever it takes to support yourself. That's very important. I've been able to support myself in different ways for 21 years. That's a freaking long time, dude. I can't even believe it. That lasted this long. Yeah. All right. Segment number 5. And I call this one the Comeback Chronicles. Resilience is a superpower, especially in LA. Let's dive into it. So, comebacks aren't fireworks, okay? They're like tiny daily sparks that refuse to go out. I learned this the hard way, okay? Health issues, career pauses, grief that shows up uninvited and won't leave. You know that moment when the world goes quiet and your mind says, "Are we done?" And your soul says, "We're just beginning." When I was re entering the grind after treatment, my stamina was a question mark. I was not up there. I was very tired. It caused fatigue. And I was out of the scene for quite a while, a few months. And I had half days that felt like marathons. So I built a comeback plan like a comedian writes a set, one bit, one breath, one room at a time. So I have what I call the comeback toolkits. And I'm going to give you the tea what that is. And it applies not just to the entertainment business, but I think it applies to life or anything you do. So first of all, micro wins, one step at a time. I always say that. Book one show, edit one clip, email one human, and just pat yourself in the back. Okay. Number 2, boundaries with glam. If it drains you, it doesn't deserve you, even if it's good for exposure. Frostbite, frostbite is also exposure. So yeah. So the exposure lie, which is okay if it's a huge show, but it's like this exposure. I am done. I hate that word because, so many times they book you on gigs and just it's exposure. Who cares? If I'm going to expose myself, I want to get paid. Okay. All right. Rituals over willpower. I do the same pre-show routine every time. Breath, mantra, water. Let your body carry you when your mind is tired. I have another little comeback tool, and I call it grace breaks. 5 minutes of eyes closed, hand on heart after a set. Integrate the win. Don't sprint past your own joy. So that what that is basically being in the moment, living in the now. Enjoy now, okay? And this is number 5 of the comeback toolkit. Choose your audience. I used to think that the more different people that you had, the better. No. Choose your audience, who you're vibing with, on stage and online. If they sneer at your truth, they're not your people. Release them with love and a mute button, and then you block them. That's my favorite thing to do sometimes, blocking bad juju people. Bye, Felicia. And Beal does that too. She loves that. All right. So one night, let me tell you something. One night I did a set where my timing was half a beat off. Not bad. It was just not me. I wasn't on. I wasn't like 100% there. I went home ready to spiral. And then I decided, no, no, tonight was just a rep. It's a rehearsal. I wrote 3 tags. I tightened that transition. I slept. The next night, I crushed. Comebacks love consistency more than intensity. Also, this industry forgets quickly, so remind it. Not desperately, not loudly. Just keep showing up until your presence becomes the algorithm. How many people were famous and then just were forgotten? And look at the Kardashians. They're like perfect example of just they keep staying in the public eye, staying relevant in their own way. And that's why they never go away. They'll never go away. Like Belle would say, baby, a setback is just a plot twist for people with main character energy. Yeah, preach, Belle. Go for it. Come on. That's right. It's a dip in the journey, a setback in the journey. It's part of the journey. So embrace it. What the hell? I used to be so competitive with myself, and now I'm like, okay, having a little setback, it's okay. Even when I had cancer, it's like, okay, I'll use this time to reflect, to become more spiritual, to watch spiritual videos, to write some jokes or write how I feel, not even jokes, how I feel about all this whole bullshit that I'm going through, this cruel treatment, right? So if you're listening in your own comeback, if you're just listening now and you're like in your own comeback thing, right? Here's your permission slip. Take up space again, not because you deserve it, because you are it. Your breath is your receipt. All right. Let's do a little mid reflection here. Mid show reflection. I'm going to put it up right there. And I'm going to put again, please go to the State of Grace shop and go ahead and browse. And also, I have an Amazon store, an influencer store. All my favorite things, they're all like the most natural, organic, or fun things just in general. You can order from my store and you can see what my favorite things are. I used to send Amazon links all the time. I still do because I'm the Amazon queen. I order from Amazon all the time. So go ahead and check it out and see if you like anything you can order from the store and help me out a little bit. A little bit. You know what I mean? Now it's not like huge help, but it helps. Since I gave you the push to go take a look at it, and maybe you'll find something that you'll like. All right. So mid-show reflection. Okay. Let's pause together. Okay. Put your hand over your heart. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 6. And say it with me. I don't need permission to be powerful and kind at the same time. I don't need permission to be powerful and kind at the same time. All right. We have some fan questions. Fan question number 1. How do you handle rejection without losing your mind? Okay, let me take a sip of water. How do you handle rejection without losing your mind? I schedule it, truly. I give myself a 20-minute drama window. I cry, I pace, write a roast of the situation. I never post. And then I do one tiny action that moves me forward. That's it. Rejection is not the end of the world. It's just it's not even a setback. It's a little bump on the road. Who cares? All the rejections eventually will lead to a yes. All the no's will lead to a yes. That's the way life works. Fan question number 2. How do you know if a gig is worth it? Okay. For me, if it's three of these, five, I'm good. Money, mission, mentorship, material, good for your set, or magical, your gut says so. Yes. If it's only exposure, expose them to your, neighbor. No. Exposure is overrated. Trust me, because I've done so much shit for exposure. It never serves me at all. Unless even when I went on the Steve Harvey show that I was a relationship coach, that didn't lead to anything, to be honest. It was just like I just put it on my credit. So big whoop. All right. Fan question number 3. What if I'm starting late? You mean late in life? I guess that's what they mean. Late compared to who, honey? Like time is a construct. Remember that. It's not real. And Hollywood is really hallucination. It's a complete hallucination. Your timing is divine. Start messy. Who cares? But start now. Start when your heart tells you to start. That's the most important thing. Follow your heart. Who cares? I started comedy, when I was not that young, and I don't care. I love it. I don't give a shit what people think. I just want to help other people and spread joy. And now, after all these years in Hollywood, what I'm doing is truly what I was meant to do. I think being in Hollywood here in LA was just training for me. It was just learning the business, learning how it works, which helps me a lot on how I do my YouTube and my whole thing. And it was experienced. I experienced so many things that I would not have experienced had I stayed in New Orleans. So there you go. All right, my loves. Let's go to segment number 6. And that is, here it is. Okay. The state of grace, what I know now and what I'd wish I'd known. This is going to be juicy. Let's dive into it. So, I used to think the job was to be impressive, to be fabulous. Now I know the work is to be honest. Impressing people is freaking exhausting. Honesty is like renewable energy. All right, let me tell you what I wish I'd known. Your weird is your leverage. The joke that you're scared to tell is the one that sets you free and finds your people. You're weird. If you show it and you're not afraid of showing it, that's going to attract the people that are your tribe, the people that appreciate what you're saying. And you will learn from the people, the community that approaches you. That's the way it works. I approach other creators and I learn from their community and from them, and vice versa. They approach me and they learn from me. So your weird is your leverage. Don't ever forget that. That's a life principle. Okay. Another thing that I wish I'd known. Rooms, as in comedy rooms, clubs, whatever you're performing, are teachers. Bombing, not YouTube, don't panic. I'm talking about bombing on stage. Bombs tune your ear, not your year. Your year. Well, it can tune your ear too. My Spanish accent sometimes gets a little in the way. So the rooms are teachers. Why? It kills, test your ego, right? If you're killing, you're testing your ego. Am I going to be inflated because I did great? And then I'm going to believe my own bullshit? Or am I going to say, okay, I did great. I'm going to let it go? Because if you absorb that I did great and you think you're all that, when you don't do great, you're going to you're going to crash like a mofo. So, even somebody told me in show business, and I think I've said this before. A friend of mine said, when people come up to you and say you're amazing, or when people come up to you and say you suck, just say thank you for the feedback and let it go. Just good and bad, let it go. Okay? And also rooms are teachers because let's face it, drunk crowds build your cardio because, oh Lord. I remember one time I went to this, it was a bar that was next to a bowling alley. I'm not kidding. It was the bowling alley was right there and it had a bar. It was impossible to do a set. Okay. So I improvised with the people there and I picked on this drunk and I was making fun of him and everybody was laughing. And the drunk came up to me and is like, "You're so funny." He gave me like $40. This was like 15 years ago. $40 was $40, not probably 100 I would need to give me to make it equivalent because inflation. Okay, we're not going to go there. All right. So another thing I wish I'd known is clout is cotton candy. It tastes sweet, but it vanishes quickly. Craft is bread, humble, nourishing, and shareable. And last but not least, I wish I would have known how to protect my inner artist because she's the one I go home with after the show. Treat your inner artist like a friend that you adore. Like Consuelo would say, "Mija, if the door won't open, check if you're pushing a wall or use the window or buy the house, whichever." Exactly. Build the room, light the room, invite kind people, serve snacks, have a party. That's it. All right. These three little practices, by the way, I would love. Okay. Oh, there's somebody that who is here. If what? Okay. I don't know. It me Toby. Okay. No. Why would I do that? Nobody's death is what? No. No. Why would you celebrate somebody's death? No, my love. No. That's no. But thank you for the question. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but I appreciate the question. Okay. They're testing me, I guess. So three little practices that changed everything for me. Okay. The post said blessing. So I go, thank you, voice. Thank you, body. Thank you, room. Gratitude. So important. Even if you didn't do well, just you learned something from not doing well, right? Or what you consider to do well. Number two, the no that creates a yes. Declining the wrong gig makes space for the right one. I used to say yes to so many gigs that didn't lead to anything. And sometimes now I'm very picky about what I do and what I don't do. And it's better. And I also save the energy to do something that can be good for other people and good for me, right? All right. Number three, third practice, 5 truths a day. Say 5 true things out loud. Joke premises, feelings, decisions. Truth builds tone. Tone builds brand. Brand nowadays builds freedom. And you listening right now, you're part of this. Every time you laugh, you share, or send a DM that says "me too," you're making this more than a show. You're making it church with punchlines. All right. So here I'm going to read what I wrote, and I call it, let me see if I can find the grace, the state of grace manifesto. All right. Let's get into it. You don't have to be famous to be free. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You don't have to be loud to be heard, but you do have to be true. Your art is not a plea, it's an offering. Your comeback is not a date on a calendar, it's a daily choice. Your worth is not a review, a gig, a follower count, or a gatekeeper's email. Your worth is your breath plus your bravery. So here's the vow I'm taking. Say it with me if you want. Welcome to. I choose craft over clout, communion over competition, and courage over comfort. I protect my frequency. I honor my voice. I create the room where I and we belong. And when it gets hard, I remember laughter is medicine, truth is oxygen, and grace is a practice. Like Belle would say, and baby, if I don't get it, bless the heart and book a better room. Amen, Belle. All right, my loves. Thank you so much for joining me today. And if this episode made you laugh, it gave you a breath or a little courage, I want to hear your show business survival story. Comment it or DM it to me. I may read a few on the next episode. Subscribe on my YouTube and hit the bell so the algorithm knows we're in a serious relationship. Share this with a creative who needs proof that comebacks are built, not begged for. And visit thestateofgraceshop.com for the goodies because merch is love language, baby. Thank you so much, babes, for spending this hour, almost hour. Let's see. Yeah, almost hour with me. I appreciate that. This hour where we laugh, heal, and tell the truth anyway. See you next time, Grace Nation. I love you. I appreciate you.